on the ear for his 3-year-old son and a final Jeopardy wager that included his wife's favorite number yesterday, our champion Matt Mirzwa seems to be making it a family affair this week on the show. They have to be loving that back at home, but maybe even more so the fact that you have won over $25,000 in each of your shows and have yet to miss a final Jeopardy. Today we have 2 new challenges for you in Emmy and Stan. Good luck to all 3 of you. Let's see what categories you'll be dealing with in the Jeopardy round. We begin with the Met, a verse. Then sports venues. We have some odd numbers. Then we're going to Build-A-Bear Workshop, the Old West, and finally, what's your angle? Angle in quotation marks. Matt, start us off.
The Old West 200.
This type of wagon was where food was served. Its name referred to grub, and no one eats till cookie calls. Matt.
Was it Chuck Wagon?
Yes.
Old West 4.
Wild Bill Hickok stopped a man from beating this other famous Bill, who was 11 at the time, and the two became lifelong friends. Stan.
Who is Buffalo Bill?
Cody, you're correct.
What's your angle for 200?
To suspend an object over something. Stan.
What is to dangle?
Got it.
What's your angle 400?
To round up cattle. Stan.
What is wrangle?
Yes.
600, what's your angle?
You do this to your keys to make a harsh sound. Matt.
What is jangle?
That's right.
Angle 8.
An ornamental bracelet. Emmy.
What is bangle?
Right.
Angle 1,000.
In addition to being a verb meaning to mutilate, it's also a word for an old-timey machine to iron laundry. Emmy.
What is mangle?
1,000 for you, yes.
Build-A-Bear 200, please.
In 2022, the Golden Bears swam and dove to an NCAA title for this Pac-12 school. Matt.
What is Cal Berkeley?
That's correct.
Build-A-Bear 4.
This Greater Bear constellation contains the group known as the Big Dipper. Stan.
What is Ursa Major?
Right.
Let's do odd numbers for 200.
A diamond jubilee can celebrate a 60th anniversary or this odd number. Matt.
What is 75?
Yes.
Old West 6.
Before becoming sheriff of this South Dakota town, Seth Bullock opened a hardware store there with partner Saul Starr. Matt.
What is Deadwood?
Good.
Old West 8, please.
Prospector John Bozeman blazed a trail to gold rush towns in what is now this state. Matt.
What is Montana?
That's it.
Old West 1000.
When Butch and Sundance and their wild bunch hid in the Wyoming spot seen here, they were part of this gang named for it. Stan.
What are the Badlands?
No. Matt.
What is the Hole in the Wall gang?
The Hole in the Wall gang, you got it.
Odd numbers 400, please.
In craps, these are the 2 possible winning numbers on a come-out roll. Stan.
What are 7 and 11?
Good.
600 odd numbers.
In baseball scorekeeping, 9 denotes this position, played by Babe Ruth and Ichiro. Matt.
What is right field?
Right field is right. You're off to a great start already, Matt, but we're going to take a quick break. More Jeopardy coming up after these words. Stan Scoggins is a marketing VP from here in Los Angeles. But back in 1989, on a fateful day, you found yourself where?
Well, I was actually in Munich and woke up one Friday morning to find out that overnight the Berlin Wall was coming down, and so went with a friend. We skipped school, got on the train, went, bought a hammer, and pounded away.
I love that you bought a hammer. You were well equipped. Everyone wonders, where did those guys get their hammers? But you know, they went to a hardware store on their way from the train station. A great story. You were part of history. Emmy Trammell is an operations specialist from Jacksonville who went to space camp, and you continue to enjoy astronomy today?
Yeah, I've always been like a giant space nerd and went to space camp many a summer, but I recently inherited a telescope from my grandfather when he passed, and so I have been on a quest to be able to identify all of the constellations.
That's great. How's it going?
I've got the winter ones down, working on the summer ones.
It's going to take a full year, I think. Matt Mirzwa, our attorney from New Jersey. Speaking of hand-me-downs from another generation, I noticed you're wearing a watch, but you have no idea what time it is. Why is that?
Because it doesn't work, Ken. This watch was my grandfather's. He's the person who got me into Jeopardy, cultivated my love for shouting at the TV during episodes, and he passed about 4.5 years ago, and I have had the watch. I've been meaning to get a new battery, but I don't know, it's kind of cooler this way.
He's here with you today. Yeah. That's lovely. I'm into that. You gave us the last correct response, Matt. Get us back into the game.
Build-A-Bear for 600, please.
A hide-and-seek symphony, nicknamed The Bear, has a passage that sounds like music for bears to do this. Perhaps a minuet? Stan.
What is dance?
Yes.
Let's go build a bear 800.
Before he was president, Volodymyr Zelensky voiced this marmalade-loving bear in the Ukrainian dub of 2 recent films. Matt.
Who is Paddington?
Yes, he's Paddington.
Build-A-Bear 1000.
The type of bear named for this Alaskan island tips the scales at 1,700 pounds. Emmy.
What is Kodiak?
You are correct.
Odd numbers 800, please.
In the 1930s, the 357 became the first of these extra powerful rounds of ammo. Matt.
What is a Magnum?
Yes.
Odd numbers 1000, please.
Start counting in your head. It's the next prime number after 23. Matt.
What is 29?
You got there quickly, yes.
Sports venues 1000, please.
In 1957, this famed soccer club moved into Camp Nou, Catalan for new ground. Matt.
What is FC Barcelona?
You're correct.
Sports venues 8.
Answer there. Nearly double in the round. You got the lead, Matt.
2200, please.
All right, an even 10K if you're correct in sports venues. In 1879, the first of several New York City venues to bear this name featured birds, flowers, and fountains. So the name made more sense.
What are the Botanical Gardens?
No, sorry. It's a sports venue, and it's Madison Square Garden. The Garden. 5,600, you still have the lead, and you have control of the board.
Sports venue 6, please.
This Triple Crown racetrack that opened in 1875 was named for the landowners, not for a future British Prime Minister. Matt.
What is Churchill Downs?
Got it.
Sports 4.
On Christmas Day 2021, this Los Angeles hoops, hockey, and showbiz venue was renamed Crypto.com Arena. Matt.
What is the Staples Center?
Yes.
Sports 2.
This London stadium, home to England's national soccer team, boasts it has more toilets than any other building in the world. Matt.
What is Wembley?
You are correct.
The Met 200, please.
Siegfrieds and Salomés had better learn their parts to sing at the Met in this center for the performing arts. Emmy.
Kennedy Center?
No, sorry. Matt.
What is Lincoln Center?
That's correct.
4, please.
Some call the museum's costume institute insufficiently arty, but it gets millions every year from this glamorous party. Emmy.
What is the Met Gala?
Yes.
Met 600, please.
His painting, The Death of Socrates, is one of the museum's bigs. He's French, so say his name like that of singing actor Diggs. Stan.
What is Tay?
No. Matt or Emmy? There is another singing Diggs. This is David. Painting by David. Emmy, back to you.
800, please.
The museum has lots from the ancient Near East. This Between Rivers region gave us Yon Beast. Matt.
What is Mesopotamia?
That's correct. And the final clue in the metaverse? She was Greek. She loved Onassis. She could really sing. Her longtime boss around the Met was named Sir Rudolph Bing. Stan.
Was Callis?
That is Maria Callas. That's correct. Taking you to $1,800. You'll be selecting first when we come back with the double Jeopardy round in just a moment. Don't miss it. But lots of money on the board. Should Stan or Emmy have a comeback in mind? Let's see the categories in double Jeopardy. First, Asian geography. Then, compound words. Bottoms up. Next, name that hitmaker. Health and medicine. And we close with closing statements. You'll have to name the book whose last line I give you. Stan, where do we start?
Let's do bottoms up for 800.
Not a positive term used of people, bottom feeder works for these, like the channel variety seen here. Stan.
What is a catfish?
Good.